So hello everyone and welcome to the opening ceremony of the Winter Challenge 2025. We are obviously so excited to have you all here today for this special Winter Challenge, as every year is. My name is Eleni, and some of you might have already seen my account sending a few reminders in the group chats or answering some of your questions. And I will be the host for today's ceremony. This is my 5th year, I believe, as part of the amazing IEOx Winter Challenge team, which I will introduce to you shortly. And I'm so happy for the opportunity to run this project with them every year. Whether you are a participant, an instructor, or watching us a bit later on YouTube from the recording, or you're either here to support some of your friends and family joining the competition, we appreciate you being part of this year's Winter Challenge journey. Before we begin, let me quickly walk through what we're going to see today, today's agenda, so you know what to expect in the following hour. We have an exciting lineup, including insights into the International Economics Olympiad, the IEO, and IEOx, a look back at the Winter Challenge throughout the years, our special tradition, obviously, the waving video, and some more details to the competition round, which I know are very important as a participant. But do not stress, we will cover it all today. We will also hear from past years' winners about some business case tips. The business case round will shortly begin, but also the peer grading. Finally, we'll wrap up with some key next steps and the reveal of some new activities that we are introducing this year and some important announcements. So without further ado, I think we can start, and I would like to kick off things and invite Alexander Zitkovsky to talk about the International Economics Olympiad and the IEOx and how they play a crucial role in your journey this year. Alexander is the IEO General Secretary and has been part of the IEO and the IEOx Winter Challenge for as long as I can remember. Alexander, are you here with us, and can you unmute yourself?
No, Alexander is having some issues with his connectivity, as he texted me. So I guess that we should move forward with the IEOx and Winter Challenge presentation, what it is and what it is in the context of the IEOx. So the main idea of the IEOx community is to recreate or to just make new activities for young people who want to learn about economics or who want to be in touch with other young people who love economics. We have quite few projects running under the flag of the IEOx, like the Winter Challenge or like the Essay Challenge that some of you might be aware of. So specifically for the Winter Challenge, it is one of the first things that we kickstarted as an IEOx project. And what it is, we started right back in 2021, as Eleni said before. And at that point, an external observer would just consider that the project was unprofessional. And it was a correct consideration to make because it actually was. As we all volunteered and followed a great idea that we all liked, we decided to build and operate an open competition to motivate young students from all around the world to explore their knowledge, to join an international community, and of course to make friends and to love economics, which is the most important part, the one that made me be part of this Winter Challenge. So now in 2025, we look back to all those faces, all the faces of more than 7,000 contestants, 7,000 participants who registered through the years with their friends or with their instructors or sometimes just on their own to join this trip and experience this amazing this amazing competition. We also look at all of you, more than 2,000 people who registered this year, who entrusted us your valuable time, and we do commit that you will become members of an amazing community. I think that other people who are here with us today, coming from previous IEO or IEOx projects, will let you know about it and will explain this case way better than I could do. So we wish that you will have a great time here and you learn something new and love economics. Thank you.
Welcome to the opening ceremony of WinterChallenge 2022.
Welcome to the WinterChallenge 2023.
And I say with that we are ready to actually kickstart this year's WinterChallenge. And every year, in my opinion, it keeps getting better and better with the people joining and contributing something different.
CMS is a multifunctional virtual platform.
Think to learn, where you learn with fun.
Suggestion is peaceful.
Our company is Easy Ed.
My name is Benny Wong, instructor of Maths team.
Welcome everyone to the closing ceremony of the WinterChallenge 2023. Congratulations to the winners and some of you here on Zoom or if they are in the YouTube live stream, and we'll see you soon. Great. Thank you, Christos, for sharing your experience so far, actually. It's always amazing and fascinating to hear how the WinterChallenge has grown throughout time. And I always love watching the videos of what it was like in the past years. So now I'm gonna dive into another video, actually, the waving one, which has been a tradition for the past 5 years. Thank you for taking the time to send us your own hellos. And yeah, I think this is something.
Hey, it's WIC time.
Oh, habari yako. My name is Fidelis. I'm from Tanzania. I'm now in WC Changshu, China for my high school.
Salam.
Namaskar.
Hello everyone, welcome to IEO Winter Challenge. 你好，欢迎。
Assalamualaikum everyone, Aisha Hawk here from Bangladesh, and I'm honored to be a part of International Economics Olympics Challenge this year, and I wish everyone the best.
Salam.
Hi guys, I'm Fajar Adibas Montoruan. You can call me Fajar. I'm from Senior High School 81 Jakarta, and I'm 10th grade here. I'm ready super as IEO Winter Challenge 2020.
Hello and welcome to Winter Challenge. My name is Sabir. I'm from Azerbaijan, and I'm excited to be a part of this amazing event. Wishing you all great time. See you all soon.
Assalamualaikum everyone, বাংলাদেশ থেকে আপনাদের সবাইকে IEO Winter Challenge 2025 এ স্বাগত.
Passing the phone to the tax evaders. Pag-ibig from the Philippines.
Hello everyone.
Hello, 大家好. Greetings from Shanghai, China.
Hello from Zambia.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আমি মাহদিন আলাবরার বাংলাদেশ থেকে IEOx Winter Challenge 2025 এ অংশগ্রহণ করছি। দুর্দান্ত একটি অভিজ্ঞতা প্রত্যাশায় তোমাদের জন্য রইল শুভকামনা। See you guys there.
Hey everyone, I wish you all good luck at the competition.
Salam.
Hi, assalamualaikum.
Hello everyone, assalamualaikum from Pakistan.
Salam.
Okay. Hello, 大家好。王源。Hi everyone.
Hello， 大家好，我叫姜宇红。
Hello， 大家好，我叫耿舒媛。
Hello， 大家好，我叫金日远。
Hello， 大家好，我叫王秉鑫。
Hi guys.
It's always so great seeing everyone's faces even before the competition starts when we are receiving the videos. So if you saw yourself as part of the video, let's have some interactions in the chat. Introduce yourselves if you didn't already in the video. So yeah, now I think it's time to move to the schedule and the introduction to some rounds. I hope you already know what the rounds are in the competition, but it's always great to hear it and explain it a bit more in the opening ceremony, because I know we have some young participants, some a bit older that are busy with exams and school. So we're here to clarify. The first round, which you will have to face, let's say, is the economics round that is happening next Saturday, actually, on the 8th of February. Then on the 9th, on Sunday, you're going to be part of the finance round, which has a few changes this year. If you're used to it from previous years or from the International Economics Olympiad, you might see some changes, but we are here to explain. And then we have the business case round, the team round, as we call it, that's starting off with a reveal of the case for this year, which will happen today. The business case round starts again today with a reveal of the case and what you're going to have to solve. And the deadline to submit your slides and your solution to the case will be on the 9th of February. Then we have the peer grading, which is something that you will have to do in order to get your grade for the business case. And then the business case finals with the top graded teams that will get to present their solutions in front of the business case jury. Starting with some more details about the economics round, I would like to once again invite Christos Lucas now. Christos Lucas has participated in the International Economics Challenge, Olympiad with the Greek team, but also the Winter Challenge. He's also a member of the work group this year. And I don't know if any of you have stalked our social media a bit, but we also have a series called WeEconomics. Christos has been the one creating them behind the scenes with the collaboration of our team. So Christos, over to you.
Hello everyone, it's so nice to see everyone here, many new and old faces. I am Christos Lucas. I will not do any more introduction. I think Eleni said more than enough about me. This year I designed some of the tasks for the economic section of the Winter Challenge. So if you are angry or frustrated with any questions, you know to whom to direct all your negative thoughts and energy. For the economics part of the examination, you will have to answer 20 multiple choice questions in 80 minutes that will cover a large area of economics, micro, macro, everything. You will get 4 raw points for each correct answer and lose 3 raw points for each mistake you make. So be very careful. You will be able to participate in the exam through a link that will be sent to your emails in the following days. I know that many of you are stressed about the exams and the business case, but don't worry. The Winter Challenge is a celebration of economics, and it's not only about acing a test, it's also about meeting new people from around the world and learning many new things. As someone who has gone through many exams here in the IEO, I can assure you that what remains in the end are the friendships that you will make. Remember to have fun and enjoy it. Also, we hope to see you in more of the activities hosted by the IEO, like the open track or the main track this summer. Last, it's common for former IEO participants to help organize future events. I was a participant, now I am in the work group for the Winter Challenge. So we would love to have you on that as well. I will not take up any more of your time. Thank you very much for the attention and have an amazing Winter Challenge. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Christos, for sharing. Important reminder again for the date and the time of the economics round. It will be next Saturday on the 8th of February at 12 p.m. UTC. Please adjust the exact time depending on where you're based at the moment. And you will also receive an email after the ceremony, wrapping up what we said. but also reminders in the group chats, and then another email right before the economics round. And now on to the finance round. I'm inviting Christos Benos again. Christos, please take it away.
Hello, and again, I'm glad to see you all here. It's amazing that each year we have more and more people participating in these opening ceremonies, and I hope that you stay with us along the journey till the final round, the business case finals, and the closing ceremony too. So I'm here to introduce a new round to the Winter Challenge. It's actually an older part, which used to be the FLG, the financial literacy game. But as we try to become a mirror of the IEO, the International Economics Olympiad, so we help participants in our competition to participate, to prepare for participating in the IEO, or even to get the feeling of how is it to be in the IEO, we used the same concept as they do. So for this year, we will have 25 multiple choice questions, which need to be answered in only 60 minutes. I know it's tough, and that's part of the competition. You have to be fast enough and also clever enough to solve those questions. I hope that it will become an interesting round and that you're going to love it as you did with the economics round and the FLG before. It will be easy for you to participate in both economics and finance rounds, as what you have to do is to follow the link that will be sent to you, answer all the questions, of course, during the time that you are given, and then you have to submit your answers. Just remember to use your password and to use your name, so we can make sure that we understood who answered those completely correct, maybe, questions. So I wish you good luck, and let's see what happens with this new round. Thank you.
So thank you, Christos, for sharing. I hope it's clear now, guys, what the changes are for this year. Again, reminder for the date, the finance round will be held on the 9th of February, next Sunday, again, 12 p.m. UTC. And lastly, we can talk business case. Before we reveal this year's case for the business case round, I would like to remind you that this is the round where you get to work with your teammates. Either you've signed up as an individual, in which case we will assign you to a team, or with a pre-formed team. This is your chance to work on your communication skills and collaboration skills. Working with peers your age from the Winter Challenge, from across the globe, will help you make new friends and learn more about their culture or how they work around the specific business case topic. There's a lot to learn there. The round again starts today with the revealing of the business case and ends with the first deadline to submit on the 9th. Then you will have to make sure that you complete the peer grading in order to get your points from this round. Submit your peer grading, and then depending on that, attend the business case finals on the 15th of February. At this point, I would also like to invite the United Arab Emirates team of the International Economics Olympiad 2024. They actually won the business case this last summer. So I have Eva, Fatime, Niraj, and Neve. Can you guys hear us? Can you unmute yourselves? I think they have some nice tips to share with you all.
Yep, we can hear and see everyone.
Awesome. On to you.
So I'll just introduce myself and I'll introduce the rest of the team. My name is Neve Barwa. Me and the rest of my team, we were part of Team UAE at the International Economics Olympiad 2024, and we won the business case, as Eleni mentioned. It was a really good experience, and we learned a lot during the 24 hours that we had to work on the case. So firstly, I'd just like to introduce the rest of the team. Guys, can you just unmute your mic and introduce yourselves?
Sure, my name is Eva, and I've been part of the team UE in IEO 2024.
Hi, I'm Fatma. I'm currently in the 11th grade in high school, and I'm also as part of the team.
Hello everyone, my name is Neeraj and I was part of the team as well.
Yeah, so each of us had different roles to play. I think that's really important. I think that's something that you should definitely consider within your own team. Especially for the IEO, we only had 24 hours to work on the case, but even with the Winter Challenge, I think you should definitely trust your team and split the tasks based on what you think is your strong suit. So for me, personally, I found research and mathematical analysis of our solutions quite natural. So I focused on that. And we had some of our members working on designing the slides and making them as easily understandable as possible. We had some people working on, graphic design and creating visual representations using data. So I think it's really important to split your tasks clearly. And that's why I think before you actually start working on designing your solutions, you really have to understand the problem. So I would definitely suggest really reading into your problem, going on research papers, going on country websites, and just diving very deep into what the issue you're trying to solve is. And then you have to find out what you need to actually use to solve that. So for us, we found it very useful our prompt was solving the housing crisis in Hong Kong. So first, we looked at what the actual problem was, which was Hong Kong had a lot of geographical limits and they also had a lot of zoning regulations. And then we worked towards solving that by analyzing other solutions like, let's say, land reclamation. We looked at public-private housing models. We looked at a variety of different models and we assessed their strengths and weaknesses. And we mentioned that in our case study. If you're considering multiple solutions, definitely mention the ones that you didn't end up going with and mention why. I think that was quite a strong suit of ours. And back it up with quantitative analysis. So we used net present value models, discounted cash flow, and internal rate of returns to basically back up our solutions and show the judging panel that we knew what we were talking about and we knew what to use when sort of dissecting our problem. So I'll just pass it on to the team to give you some more advice and some more tips on how you can win the business case.
Exactly. I think a good tip would be to focus on teamwork and go into research. I think keep a specific time just for your research and share your information with your teammates. And I think teamwork was the most important part in this case.
Yeah, so just to share a bit more tips, personally, I was involved with the theory behind what we're trying to do as a solution. So that's the economic theory. And I also worked a bit about the quantitative side of things. And yeah, I can't stress enough how important it is to have simple solutions. I think when you're going into a business case, everyone tries to get the most creative and most different types of solutions. I think that's not exactly the way you should go for it. Obviously, as Neve mentioned, really understand the problem, really try to see what's going on and what sort of stakeholders are being impacted by the problem, what sort of issues, what is your time frame. There's a lot of questions that you have to ask yourself and your team before you start looking at solutions. So I think one mistake that I think even we made to the start of it was just trying to immediately go into solution. Firstly, really understand your problem. Another thing we did, I think, as Neve mentioned, is we divided out tasks really efficiently, and we also ensured that everyone had a say in the solution end of things. Because if you think about it, right, that is your main pitch. That is what you're trying to kind of show to the judges. That is your research. So make sure you have everyone's voice heard when you're kind of describing or understanding your solution. And I think the last tip I'd give is really try to make your presentation very neat, and it's like the actual presentation of or your pitch is really important. Go over your presentation before the actual competition, do some run throughs. That's what we did, and we found that helped us a lot because we found that some people were using more time and some slides which didn't need that much time. So I think that's one tip that I'd give you guys, just to make sure you go over your presentation skills.
Okay, and finally, I would like to also add on that and continue with what Neve has said. It's also important to point out why were there certain solutions that you did not agree with. For example, in the case of our team, we also looked at more holistically and with more context about why is the problem with housing crisis there in the first place. For example, in Hong Kong, it's the fact that there is not that much land, but there are a lot of people. There is more demand for not so expensive housing, but that was not exactly possible in that moment in time. So before jumping into solution, we tried to understand the context, and that way we were able to derive a few solutions that we think were quite unique. But again, that may not always be the case. So it's important to expand and explain why a solution would work. It would be even better if you include a graph or perhaps any kind of table chart that would illustrate your idea better, because in the end, presentations are quite visual. And secondly, what is even important is focus on the things that really do matter, because in our team, for example, we did spend quite a lot of time trying to design the presentations, but it later occurred to us that it's less about the design of the presentations and more about the content. So, and that also is relevant to teams that are happy with the content, because there's too much of it, then people won't read it on time, or the slides will be overwhelming and you won't be able to present in 10 minutes if it's going to be the same way this year as last year. And finally, it is a matter of fact that you will probably be in a situation where you won't agree with your ideas. One person will claim that a solution works, one person won't. Instead of taking that as an opportunity to agree or disagree who is right or wrong, think of it as a way to actually analyze your solution even better. Why could this work hypothetically? Why can this hypothetically not work? And so just keep that in mind, and the competition is going to be really interesting.
Thank you so much, guys, first of all, for taking the time and attending today's meeting to share your insights. But I also really love the last tip about actually disagreeing and seeing that as a good thing, and getting something good out of it. So yeah, thank you so much. Next, for some last tips about the business case, I think we have Paula with us. Paula attended the Winter Challenge last year with her sister Esther, and they actually won the business case round. And I believe that they are also part of the Winter Challenge this year. So it would be great to also get some insights from you guys and how you worked on the business case, but also why you decided to actually join again. Paula, can you hear us?
Sorry, I had some issues. Firstly, I wanted to apologize because before someone told me that I had my mic on. So sorry for that. So yeah, my name is Paula, and I was one of the members of the Vira-Latas Caramelo team that got into the top 5 and then the top 3 in the business case finals of the last year. So my sister and I were completely beginners. So throughout 4 tips, I wanted to share things, a little bit of our experience and what I think made us get into the top 3 as some like clueless, people that are clueless about business case. The first point that I wanted to talk about is a peer grading. I don't want to give a lot of spoilers because I think that they're going to tackle a little bit about it. But I just wanted to say that can you hear me well, firstly? Let me check. Okay. My sister and I were very secure about our project. We almost didn't submit it because we thought it was just really, really bad. But we decided to do it anyways. And now looking at it, what I think that made us get into the top 5, like barely, was the fact that we follow all like the checkpoints of the guideline that is given for the viewers. And I think that's very important. Being clear is one of the main like qualities of a proposal, I think, in the Winter Challenge. So I wanted to move on to the second point, which I think was both our strength, but our doom at the same time, which is creativity. I think it's very important to balance out creativity with like clearness. For example, like it was said before by the amazing team that spoke before me, it's very important for you to delve a lot into the issue to be able to create a unique solution. But at the same time, it has to be very clear. For example, in the last year, for the 1 week, we delved so much into like clean energy into Nigeria, which was the main fact, that we like in one of those slides, we proposed to donate gas cookers. But then I think Alex made a crucial question, which is like, which at the time I was like desperate, which is like how your solution will maximize access to like clean electricity to Nigeria. It was something like that. And then at the moment, like, I realized that I drifted from the main scope of the competition. I was like, it was a very anxious moment, but now it was like, it's very funny. And it taught me a lot about to be very focused because you only have 10 minutes, and at the end you have to create not create a perfect solution, but it has to be very clear and quite simple. And I learned that was a very important lesson. And he later talked to us about like the issues and stuff, and it was very cool. The third thing that I think helped us was to show a lot of excitement. I'm from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, like I said before, and we're known to be very loud. And I think that I tried to show like that we are very proud of our solution and that we're very excited. And I think it creates a very important bond between like the jury and yourself. So it's very, very important. And the fourth thing that I like to talk about is just to be able to leverage of the content that's released by IEO. There's a lot of important workshops and like just the past live editions of the business case that helped us a lot because we didn't know we knew nothing about business at all, but they helped us a lot. They're very rich in information, and yeah, and lastly, I just wanted to thank the IO for making this initiative because sadly I never made it to the like last stage of the Brazilian Olympiad of Economics because people are so good there. But through the Winter Challenge, I was able to learn much about business. It helped me a lot after other competitions and events. So yeah, it was really cool. Just enjoying the opportunity, even if you like me didn't know much about business at all. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for the kind words. I think you guys did an exceptional presentation last year. I really enjoyed it and the energy that you're still bringing. So thank you for attending today. And before we actually reveal this year's case, because we've made quite a lot of references to past cases, I think we also have Alexander now, and he can hear us.
Yes.
Great.
And hopefully you can hear me without lags,
Yes,
guys.
we can. That's
I'm sorry
perfect.
for the connection. Yeah, my traditional speech is usually about how the community of the IEO is very important and helping us to promote the aims, to promote the education, to promote the interconnectivity of the world, to exchange the ideas and experiences. But this time I feel like I should dive a little bit more into the business cases because I'm speaking after the business cases, teams which I remember perfectly. And well, guys, the Winter Challenge finalists, girls, you were so amazing. You brought so much positive energy. Even now, remembering your performance, I smile. That's amazing. That's a very deep feeling, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm glad that I had this experience with you. And guys, the winners of the IEO of the last year. It was also so great and so stunning to be present during your performance in the hall and looking at you, hearing you, and feeling like this is a team of professional people who somehow managed to solve a really not that simple a quest, a task. So you did a nice job. I could summarize the ideas that were raised in my head when I was listening to you now. That you should learn from the best. You should make it simple, make a clear structure. Support your evidence with deep analysis. Sometimes this lacks from your presentations. Be specific. And one more thing, as I believe Paula did last year, find your own interest. Find your own interest in the problem solution, name it, and try to resolve it as well. So maybe let me connect us all together within this topic. Let me ask you a question. And if you have an answer, put some smile into the chat. Did you or people close to you encounter some situations like really hard, really hard to solve, in which when you found a connection, when you found some person who had resources, it was solved like fast and easy? Did you encounter such a thing in life? And my idea here is that most of us do, that sometimes it happens that there is something I cannot resolve. There is something so hard that I don't know how to approach. But almost all the time, there are people around you who can assist you, who can help you. And this is the main idea of the IEO community, because well, you've heard this story for many times already, that I believe our community someday, maybe in 10 years from now or something, will be bringing up people to the top level of management of central banks, of countries, of many, many, many interesting, huge organizations. And it would be really nice if they could pick up a phone, call to each other and resolve some issue, because they were all together in this one or another event, because they just know this number from somehow. And this somehow could be the IO community as well. And this is why we are doing this. This is why people from 11 countries started the Winter Challenge, and people from many countries now are doing this amazing project, open for all of you to participate. Actually, every Winter Challenge was a challenge for us. Sometimes we travel to hard to get places. Sometimes, well, I am always somehow doing this Winter Challenge ceremony from different places. Like right now, I'm just arrived to Phuket. I slept maybe 2 hours in 3 days, and this is crazy. Yeah, so I enjoy this so much that like it brings me energy and drive through the half of the year, believing, knowing that it will happen. So guys, the organizing team, thank you a lot for doing this. Guys, contestants, participants, thank you a lot for joining us. Let's make it an amazing, memorable thing for all of us. Let's bring some emotions into it, the waving videos, the photos, share the stories of success, and I wish you luck.
Thank you, Alexander. And I hope being in Phuket makes your winter challenge a bit easier this year.
Not that wintry.
Not so much winter. We love that. So yeah, thank you for joining us once again and sharing. And now I think it's time to reveal the actual business case for this year. I don't know if you guys have any guesses on what it could be. I know it's a bit difficult to guess, but maybe you can try doing so in the chat. Any topics or I don't know, something. But you can probably see it on your screen right now. Give me a second to do it in full screen mode. Great. So this year, we actually are working with adventures. We always like to bring some real life problems into the business case. Last year was the first time we collaborated with an external partner, a startup. This year, we're working with Adventures. Adventures is focusing actually on entrepreneurship education. And we are actually very honored to work with them this year. Unfortunately, they weren't able to attend today's ceremony, but they will attend the business case finals for sure as part of the jury. So you will actually get to meet the team and ask them any questions that you might have. They will probably also have a lot of questions for you. So Christos, can you take it on now and share a bit more about the actual case? We will also share the PDF with you via email, so you will have access to this whole background, the slides, and most importantly, the objectives of the case.
So I would like to invite you to be very careful when you prepare your solutions. And as you heard from guys from UAE or from Brazil who have been successful in previous years in Winter Challenge and of course in the IEO main track. You need to work together, you need to cooperate, you need to deal with difficulties in communication, with difficulties
in finding a proper solution or even with disagreements between you. But what comes out as a final result is always very interesting. And as in the year before, or as in the business case we had in Hong Kong, it is an issue that matters for many people. It is something from real life. That's what we aim to resolve all those years. Very important or less important, but at least someone or some people care about it. So please try to do your best. It might be the solution that changes somebody's life or somebody's view of the world. So we are now consulting and Ventures, our partner. They are doing an interesting work, and they try to make their work accessible to people and communities who might not have that much access in networks or maybe in knowledge, which I find interesting, and I find that we need to care about it, among other things, but it is one of the most important ones. So we need to reach, we need you to explain them or to consult them, advise them on how to reach organizations as primary customers or even as people who only work on their own, solo entrepreneurs. We need to help them reach out to them and engage with them. But in my opinion, the most important parts that you need to focus on is that we need to develop solutions that are scalable solutions. So the main idea is that we need to create something that targets to a very specific group of the market, that is applicable there, that is useful for people there, and we might be able to use it in even more cases, in even more concepts. So we need to develop a solution that is proper for one specific case. You have to pick one and be very careful of your choice. And then we need to make it able to scale up, to be accessible to more people, to more communities, to more partners. Of course, we are doing that considering that there are budget constraints. So we don't need to spend a lot of money. We don't need to take high risks. The main idea is that we have to create a not very costly outreach campaign and create a product that is useful enough and, of course, innovative enough. So let's move to the next slide. You will get all those slides, of course. Here are the constraints you have to take into account. You have to keep the solution targeted. Do not forget to focus on a very specific market, on strategies based on a specific region or maybe a specific country or even another segment of the market. Maybe it could be youth below 16. It could be women in a specific country of, I don't know, Asia or Europe or wherever. But please make it very accurate. Ensure that it is scalable, otherwise it wouldn't be the solution that we need. Do not focus a lot on how it solves those very specific communities issues, but make it available to even more people in the close future. And of course, we have to distinguish in our solutions between our different customers and our different users. We should focus on organizations that are going to use it to support people that they work with, but we also make it available and make it possible to accommodate solo entrepreneurs. We also need to not forget the limited initial budget. Just make sure that the costs that we make are effective. Just make sure that we are not taking really high risks for no reason. And of course, make sure that we are not spending as we have an unlimited budget. So this is what we expect you to do. The first thing is to identify the market. You will see all the details in the PDF that will be sent to you. The next one, please move to the second. Yes, this is the second question you have to deal with. Approach the market. How we get there. Why are we important there? How much does it cost to be there or to be able to help them to be available and to be useful? And of course, demonstrate scalability. Do not only focus, and I think that's the most important part of this business case. We start from a region as we did in the WinterChallenge 2024, but we are not staying there. We are not fine if we just resolve the issue a specific region has. We need to make it scalable in a way that will be helpful to more and more people. So that's what we expect you to see. The grading parameters are the usual we have in the WinterChallenge. So make sure that you go through them in advance. You have to get to know what you are expected to do and how you will be graded. And then please try to answer through this following this guidance, following those grading parameters. One last thing I have to say is that the first round of the business case is graded through peer grading. So your role here is not only to submit a business case and expect for a very specific jury or other people who are already aware of the business case, resolve or review what you suggested. The main idea here is that you will become judges for yourselves, judges for other peers that have submitted the same business case as you did. It is an exciting process, and I think that it's something that there are not many competitions that do that. It works, and I'm sure that the grading is fine, as the teams that we see in the finals are always teams that have great solutions. So it's not definitely a random grading process. It's for sure a process that is taken into account, is taken out properly. So please be the judges that you would like to judge your own work. Do not forget that, of course, you have to do it to get your grades. Otherwise, we are not announcing your grades for any of the parts of the WinterChallenge, but it's not the correct motive you need to have in mind. You are going to take up a role that is unusual and uncommon for you maybe, but it widens your perspective on how this process works, and you will see really interesting solutions, I'm sure about it. So do not forget to peer grade. And I hope that it will not be the last part of the WinterChallenge for you, the peer grading. I wish that you will be in the business case finals too, where we will be all together and celebrate the solutions that we have. Please make sure that you ask anything you need in our group chats or via email, so everything will be clear to you when you resolve your tasks. Thank you.
Thank you, Christos, and thank you for clarifying the importance of peer grading and the questions that some people might have. I think it's more efficient if we share the questions in the group chats, because some of your fellow participants might have a similar question. And we do our best to get back to all of your questions as fast as we can. I know that there are also quite a lot of messages of people not being able to communicate with their team members. I would say email them and then give them some time to get back to you. I know it can be a difficult task and also a bit of patience needed. But if you don't hear back from them by Monday, please do send us an email stating your team code and who the non-responding teammates are. As long as one of them gets back to you, you can continue working as a pair. But if none of them responds, just send us an email. So we've wrapped up, I think, pretty much the whole point, all of the points that we wanted to make for the opening ceremony. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Before we close the meeting, I'd like to also announce 2 new activities that we are introducing this year. The first one is the essay challenge. It's another IEOx project, and even though the essays have been written, graded, we now have the finals, so where the finalists will be presenting their essays. We will shortly share the link for that meeting with you and more details about what is going to happen at that meeting. It will be after the finance round on the 9th of February, I believe at 2 p.m. UTC, but we'll confirm that with you via the group chats and via email. And the second activity is the financial literacy game, which is not part of the competition this year, but we have noticed that some of you really do like learning about finance in a more fun way. I would consider it to be a really fun game to, you know, also learn something at the same time. So we will open the game for you a bit before the closing ceremony on the 16th of February. So you will be able to access it and play the financial literacy game at 10 a.m. UTC on the 16th of February. If you do have any more questions, please do send them in the group chat, and we will get back to you, as said before, as soon as we can. I believe that brings us to an end of today's session. Thank you all for being here, and obviously best of luck with the competition. We'll be online on our social media or also in the group chat, as I said before, for any questions. It's also always nice to see any stories you guys share, working on the case with your team members or preparing for the exam or celebrating an exam. And we can't wait to see what you accomplish this year. I'm wishing you all good luck, and we'll see each other soon. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.